Alright, hey there, hi there, Cancers, and welcome to your dream reading. So, this is your dream reading for the month of July, and I'm going to be going into the Nightmare Before Christmas deck, okay? And I'm also going to be using my Phantomwise Tarot deck setup, and this is down the rabbit hole spread, okay? So up first we have the Fool, the Quartz position. That's you. And we have this Empress Energy, okay? So let's see here. This Empress Energy. Um so this is definitely a seated figure in a long gown watches as things grow. A flower crown sits upon their head, another single bloom held in pink. Vines go around their feet and roses spring from the ground, moving ever upwards. Everything here is bright and gloomy and nurturing, creative and fertile and alive. Grounded and growing, sensual and sensitive, now is the time of beauty and art and life, blossoming and abundant. Okay? So that's kind of like what you're working on, like what you're doing, what your position is. And yeah, that's a good energy to be in for a dream. Now the card number 2 is the rabbit. Now this is the short-term goal or situation, and we have strength here. Maybe like harnessing strength here with this Empress energy. Okay, so taking on that role of Empress energy is like really, it's something you are like trying to constantly like do, and there's strength needed with that. A figure sits upon a garden wall surrounded by carefully sculpted draperies as they gently pet a large snow leopard. So drawing in that strength, okay? Now, a figure sits upon a garden wall surrounded by carefully sculpted draperies as they gently pet a large snow leopard who rests transfixed upon her lap. This is a place to tame what is wild, a place of calmness in the presence of claws and teeth. Here is the courage to face threats, calm and collected, strong and soft, with inner or outer strength, compassion with a light and tender hand. Okay? And that's like the Empress energy, right? It's like this motherly, nurturing energy. So maybe you're, like a mama bear, a mama lion trying to protect your cubs, right? You're a protecting energy. You're a loving energy. And even when there's, danger, right? These claws and these teeth, entices the sense of fear, then you're going to draw in on your Empress strength to get you through that, okay? And then we have the cat, a warning or caution, okay? The magician, okay? So the magician is your warning, okay? So let's see. A curtain parts and a magician appears, wand in hand, presenting a cup and a sword and a pentacle, elements for creating infinite possibilities. There is nothing up their sleeves, but there may be power tucked in the brain of a bowler hat. Now is the time for taking action and experimenting. All of the tools needed for manifestations and magic are here. Focus, place energy into dreams and goals in order to conjure them into reality. Okay, so that might be like this cautious energy because here you are trying to focus and place your Empress energy into your dreams and your goals in order to conjure them into reality. But the magician is cautioning you about that. The rabbit hole, that which is upcoming, is the Ten of Cups. The cute little bunnies here. Okay, the Ten of Cups. So that's what's coming. Alright. So A cozy colony of bunnies, home is where the heart is, and the books and the tea and the warmth they bring. Being surrounded by love and contentment, domestic harmony, a safe haven filled with softness and joy, all is within reach, in teacups and turned pages. Okay? Oh, sweetie, don't do that. Yeah, so that's what is coming. So, you, like, you know, we could... So I think like that's what's kind of happening here is that you have represented yourself in this Empress energy in this very strong, loving, and nurturing way, and instead of the, you know, I feel like because the magician is like so you're trying to create harmony and balance, right? A mother's like societal role, or like, you know, just even just like cleaning your home, or like, you know, doing dishes or taking out trash or whatever, like those roles we all do them, right? Male or female, we all have to like clean up our home and like take out the trash, right? But in like I guess like I want to say like partnership, or like, you know, when you're living with someone else and you're sharing the bills and you're raising kids together, you're one of you is fulfilling the role of like the traditional, like, I guess like there's still stay-at-home moms, right? There's still women who have children and get married to men and stay at home and watch the kids, right? But the energy here is telling me like you are drawing in on the strength of the Empress, right? You're drawing in on the strength of a story of you being the female like leader, matriarchy, leadership role, right? Yeah. So you know, there are still those like those, I don't want to say traditional, but like there are still those like beliefs that like, you know, a woman has to stay home and like cook and clean and like raise children or whatever, and that's used as like a bad thing or negative thing. But also there's like women who like, you know, can't afford a certain lifestyle, so they're like forced to like live and like, you know, be at home, and they don't have the resources they need to you know, not stay home, right? So, and also like, you know, fate decides a lot too. You know, you could really want a certain life and end up with a very completely different one, despite trying very hard to have a certain life. So this happy home, like you're trying to create this happy home, either as a mom, either as a female, either as like a parent, or someone who is taking on the role and responsibility of creating that home. You know, like that term, like homemaker, like is used like in a, sometimes it can be used in like a compliment, and sometimes it can be used in like a derogatory way. So depending on, it could be used by a female in like a compliment way, but it can also be used by a female in a derogatory way, depending on the female, right? Or even depending on the male, right? So, yeah. Hi. Okay, don't press that. Don't press those buttons. So it looks like you are trying to create that happy home and that environment. Yeah. But the fall, that which is unexpected is this tower, right? It's almost like here you are trying to create this like happy home, this beautiful environment. Oh, hold on. All right, I don't know. I'm not a big like advice giver here, but the cards don't lie, right? And the cards are saying that this tower moment is happening, right? Because you're starting to piece together the pieces for the puzzle, that which is going to help you to get out of that energy of like almost like it's like a condescending energy, like, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're a woman who doesn't have a job, like by choice. Like it's almost like they're questioning your merits or your how to get us a tea there, but it's almost like they're questioning. These are other females and males, but mostly females, like questioning like your like lifestyle choices or your life or your integrity. But like you're doing the best you can with what you've got. That's clear. That's why the magician is cautioning you here. It's like you're doing everything you can to make this happy home, this happy life for you and your kids. You know, but this tower moment has to happen so that people who can see people can see what you're doing, but the light can be like, hello, like lightning bolt here, like maybe staying at home isn't as easy as it seems, right? Or maybe like trying to find a job that you have your schedule that fits the needs of your life with your kids isn't as easy as it seems, right? There's like this shadow over that, right? It's like hinted at, but it's not like fully disclosed. It's not really talked about. It's not a subject brought up a lot. So the tower moment has to happen so that it can be brought to light. So the tower is indicating. Let's see what the tower is indicating. A sudden bolt of lightning strikes a tall clock tower, unexpected and violent, destroying its gears and interrupting its steady keeping of time. This is a catalyst, a sudden tuneless interruption, a time of unforeseen events and sudden revelations, seeing through to the truth and the gears behind the face of the clock, a forcible change and perhaps an unwanted one, but broken pieces of clockwork can be rebuilt anew. So that's kind of what you're doing. It's like you're like, I can be the Empress. I can use my talents and skills to build a happy home, 10 of Cups. But I'm also going to shine light, and I'm not going to keep silent on the fact that this system of a woman trying to create her dreams into reality and have kids is not something that is easy or can just happen like that. It actually takes like a bolt of lightning, like a strong catalyst, unforeseen force to disrupt what is not working and make something new and something better come along that is going to work. And I feel like it's very strong, feminine energy that is going to be like, we can't have the same system. It's not working. We need to change. We need to completely rethink the strategy that has existed for hundreds of years. We have to come up with a new strategy, something completely different, and test that out for a while and see what happens as a result of that. Yeah. So, that is right. That is which is unexpected. Um, yeah. Now, the underground, that which must be traversed and explored or overcome, right? What is that all about? The Nine of Pentacles. Okay? So, that hasn't been explored yet. Okay? A figure rests comfortably on an assemblage of stars, with a falcon in hand, trained and hooded, able to fly and return, accomplished and comfortable, independent, self-reliant, enjoying a sense of security and abundance, a place of refinement and grace, a time for enjoyment and indulgence. You haven't done that yet. Like, you haven't rested comfortably. You haven't been able to fly away and see what new adventure, new experiences happen, and then come back and tell your stories and share your stories. Okay? You're accomplished and comfortable, independent, self-reliant, enjoying a sense of security and abundance. You haven't explored that yet. A place of refinement and grace. A time for enjoyment and indulgence. You haven't done those things yet. You haven't had any enjoyment yet. You haven't had any indulgence yet. You have been like hiding in the background, showing your support, right? Like typical, like 1950s housewife, right? But it's like, we're past that now. We're supposed to be over that now, right? We're supposed to be like letting the mother be heard, letting the woman be heard, letting their voice be seen, and giving them a platform and a chance to share their story and hear what they have to say. You don't need to be listening to, this other energy. Or like, imagine a 1950s couple, right? A man, female, right? Like, back then it was like, okay, get married, have kids, right? Settle down, the husband goes to work, the woman stays home, right? Think of the show Mad Men. Like, are we still reliving Mad Men? No. The woman, like, didn't get to go out and have fun? No. Right? They were stuck at home, right? No. Like, we saw in some of those female characters in that show how they rose up to power, right? How they started to speak up and how they refused to be silenced, right? So it's like, I feel like you haven't explored that yet, but you are about to, okay? You have to overcome the fact that you don't think you deserve a place to speak, or you don't deserve a chance to indulge on what it looks like if you were to be self-reliant and you weren't to rely on that 1950s housewife, husband, goes to work situation, right? And there's a reason for that we're going to explore. The world, the ultimate outcome or result, the core of the journey. That's the world. The world has a very strong, hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, I had to get my card here. The world has a very strong point of view of what where a woman needs to be in society, right? But we also have another version of what the world could potentially look like or be, but we don't even see it out. We don't even try and see if it's going to work or not. We just keep sticking to the same crappy plan that we've been sticking to for 100 years that obviously has not worked at all, like ever, not once. So the ultimate outcome or result, the core of the journey, is the world, right? How the world sees you and how you see yourself. If the world tells you you have to be a certain way or do a certain thing and choose between this or that, right? Well, how is that helping if someone else is telling you this is the only thing that can make you happy? Anything else and you're not going to be happy. And that's the way the system's designed. Okay? So the outcome is the world, right? It's the world's view. And it's your view of what the world thinks of you, right? How does the world see you, right? And how does that affect you? A familiar figure who is now more than a child stands holding the tree of the world in their hands. A rabbit has been found, mysteries have been unraveled, and stories have reached their conclusions. They stand accomplished in triumph, ready and waiting for new adventures to begin. This is the completion of a cycle, a time of having the world at your fingertips. The universe whole and harmonious with ever-expanding horizons. So, there you go. You have this whole world to explore of you, like, actually indulging yourself, of you actually enjoying your time in the world, of you actually entertaining the idea that, well, yes, you can be an empress and you can nurture your home and have children or get married or whatever. You can still be happy, right? You can, I feel like you can still, like, find a way to be self-reliant on yourself, because that's like that outdated, like, system of beliefs, right? That women cannot be self-reliant, that we have to rely on a man, or we have to choose, we have to live our life to, like, please others rather than live a life of pleasing ourselves. And that cycle continues and continues and continues because no one wants to speak up about it. No one wants to address it. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to test out a new scenario that, hey, maybe the women don't need to just stay at home and have kids. Maybe they need the support to go off and, you know, be reliant and bring home the bacon, right? So you have to choose your happiness. You have to choose your Nine of Pentacles. You have to choose the world that you want to live in. And then you have to, every single day, work your butt off to make it a reality. Because there are going to be energies that are going to be like, oh, I don't want Cancer to have a job. I don't want Cancer to be self-reliant. I don't want Cancer to have any fun. I don't want Cancer to, you know, be successful. I don't want to see a world in which Cancer is my ruler or my boss or whatever. But slowly over time, as you keep, like, pushing and pushing and pushing and climbing that mountain, you're going to get to the top, and you're going to see that all your hard work is paying off. All right, so I'm going to read to you, like, the Nightmare Before Christmas cards and explain to you, while you are trying this path to success here, while you are moving these pieces to have the world you want to live in, where you are, you know, loved and respected and cared for, right, and acknowledged for your hard work, while you are working hard to create that, right, there's going to be opposing energies, right? So that's, you know, why we're all here, right? Is because as hard as we work, as hard as we try, there's always some opposing force that was designed by a man. No, I'm just kidding. I am a feminist. Obviously, if you just watched this video, you know I'm a feminist. But also, I am a lot of other things. Like, I know how to get what I want. Like, you know, to an extent, obviously. Like, I don't always get what I want, but I don't not try, and I damn well not don't give up. That's for sure. So, let's see. I like these Nightmare Before Christmas cards. So, especially the back is so pretty. The design on the back is so pretty. Okay, so what's a good reading to compare and contrast here with what's going on? Let's see. I feel like we need like meant to be. Okay. Blown to smithereens. Okay, here we go. Sometimes one door has to close before you can enter the next phase of your life. The tarot spread is designed to give you the clarity you need to realize what to hold on to, what to let go, and what to expect from the future. Endings make way for new beginnings and create room for you to become your best self. Embrace them. Shot down. This card reveals what you need to end, move on from, or leave behind. Okay, so if somebody's opposing forces with you, you need to, this is the energy I feel like that you need to leave behind. It's this full energy, okay? So you started out this journey, right? Like going on this journey. So the Fool is like telling you to leave something behind now. Maybe leave the foolish people behind that don't believe in you, you know? Like, that would be the best advice. Because the Fool card, you want some sense of freedom, but people are telling you you're foolish for wanting that. So you have to leave that idea or thought behind that you're foolish for going off and seeking your own new glory and success. So, the Fool represents someone who's starting an exciting adventure. Jack Skellington, like the Fool, is enthusiastic and determined as he sets out on his ill-advised journey to take over Christmas. See that ill-advised? Like, the old advice that was saying, like, don't go for what you want, don't go after your dreams. You have to leave whoever said that to you or whoever's telling that to you, you need to leave that behind. Even if it's yourself telling you that idea, like, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. No, you can do it and you will do it. You will be successful. Channel Jack Skellington's childlike enthusiasm as you take your first brave steps towards something new. With limitless potential, there's no telling how far you go. See? You have to tell yourself that, is that you have limitless potential, okay? So on the reverse side, Jack's naivety and idealism initially blind him to the damage he causes when taking over Christmas. Learn from his mistakes, stay excited about the future, but be sensible and look before you leave. Okay? So do whatever research you need to do whatever like self-actualizing you need to do, self-help you need to do, self-care you need to do, self-love you need to do, whatever motivation you need to push yourself to go the distance and take that leap of faith and prepare for that. That's what you're working on. That's what you're doing. Okay? So this isn't to say, like, don't try something new. It's to say, try something new and do your research to see if, like, so what you need to prepare for, like, what lies ahead, okay? You know, like packing, like, a water bottle, right, and some snacks before you go on a long trip, right? So filling up your gas tank before you go on a long trip. Like little things like that, right? But also not so like um not so basic, but basic. Like yeah. Um and then there's the next card here. And this is Oogie's Loose Thread. This card shows the reason for this ending and why. You need a fresh start. 9 of Needles. Look, threading through the needle, right? Threads of the universe, okay? So, oh my gosh! This is going to lead you to the world you want. By leaving these old ideas behind that you can't do something or you won't be successful. It's like a lot of energy that you need to keep threading through the needle there and keep pushing through because you've been held down for so long, I feel like, by some very old ideas of what you need to do or who you need to be. So, the main message of this card is rest. Whether you're recovering from a recent battle or need to recharge and prepare for the future, it's time to pause and collect yourself. Because you're about to succeed. That's why you're about to ascend the throne, right? So yeah. When you take a different perspective, you'll have all kinds of opportunities around you. Okay? Yeah. If you're feeling stuck, right? You're feeling stuck in this specific world that you live in. But once you realize that you're going to change the world into the world you want to live in, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna change the world into the world I want to live in. You're gonna collect yourself, right? And you're going to do so. Okay? Jack's alive. This card represents what you stand to gain from letting go and making room for better things. The Queen of Needles. The Queen of Needles. Look, and she's even dressed in that old-fashioned 1950s, 1960s style clothing. You're going to push that thread of fate through, and you're going to rise above all of the prehistoric belief systems, and that you can't be self-reliant and you can't indulge, and you have to be restricted and retained or restrained, and you're going to push through all of that. Yeah. The Queen of Needles is intelligent, intellectual, and sensible. She takes time to make up her own mind and isn't easily swayed by trends, fads, or popular opinion. Fair and practical, the Queen of Needles shouldn't be underestimated. This card is a call to remember how strong you really are. And we have the Strength card right next to the Empress card. So you don't have to settle for this old belief system that you have to do this or you have to do that. You can, if you need to stay home because you don't have money for childcare, and then someone insults you because you have to stay at home, that's on them, right? If someone has to judge you and say like you have to live your life this way, but you and it's bad that you live your life this way, but you have to live that way. That's a whole can of worms right there. We're not going to open up. But those people don't understand how smart and intelligent you are, and you're going to show them all, right? Just like Penny, right? Was her name Penny? I forget. But anyway, those women in the Mad Men, right? Especially the woman with the red hair. I love that actress, and she like really showed like you can rise above and you can become your own like powerful woman that you want to be. Okay. Um, so make room for this change, right? Make room for these better things. Then we have lesson learned. This card gives you insight into what you'll learn from this experience. Okay. We have the Three of Presents. Okay, Three of Presents. Whether you're making presents for Santa Claus to hand out on Christmas Eve or working on something a little more mundane, Three of Presents indicates it's time to work with others to accomplish your objective. All right? So you're just going to be working with others now. Like, it's not going to be, once you step into this place that you want to be, you're going to start to definitely, get stronger, and you're going to get with a team of individuals that support what you're doing and want you to be successful. And that's the lesson from the experience is like move away from energies and people who don't want you to be successful, and they don't want to see you lead the life that you want to lead. So you have to separate yourself from that energy because it's keeping you in a place of imbalance. And that's why you have these dreams of being balanced and being successful. But you also have these dreams of being held back by certain energies. And then once you know who's holding you back and you can identify it, you can learn how to put up boundaries and, energy blocks so that they can't come in and steal your happiness anymore and try to keep you weighed down. Number 5, meant to be. This card reveals the future, what's waiting for you on the other side of this transition. 3 of Candles. So once you go down the rabbit hole, once you do all of this work and find out who you are and where you're meant to go, what you're meant to do, you got to come back out of the rabbit hole and put it into action, what you've learned. So, and make it your dreams a reality. So we have 3 of Candles. 3 of Candles. So, 3 of Candles. I love candles. All right, 3 of Candles. Now isn't the time to try to do things all by yourself. Remember, there's the teamwork. The 3 of Candles indicates success will come through cooperation and collaboration. You have a great opportunity in front of you. Make the most of it by putting a little trust in others and being open to their ideas. Okay? So, don't limit yourself or sell yourself short. Your potential is infinite. Think bigger and make a plan for expansion and growth. Okay, so there you have it. Is now is not the time to be like, okay, I need to go do solo independent things. Like, think of like hermit mode, you know, like deep dive into your own, like lone wolf energy. It's time for you to find like your pack, right? It's time to find people who have similar ideas and beliefs to you and join forces with them and try to make something successful happen, and you become successful through that. And that's why your three of presents is like working together with others to make the presents, to make the gifts, to it's all about teamwork. So you didn't have a team before. You didn't have people who had your back before, and this is what led you to going on this adventure, right? In this journey of like discovering like who your people are, or where you're meant to go and what you're meant to do, and all these like self-discovery things, right? And you found out that you're a wonderful person. You have beautiful Empress energy. You have great strength. You have beautiful magician energy. You can create wonderful things. Now that you know all your skills and you're intellectual and you're independent, you know you can rely on yourself, and you know you can celebrate yourself, celebrate with others, work with others to make and continue this journey of success, okay, of Queen of Needles, right? Of being the person you want to be, okay? So that's what I have for you. Love and light always. Please subscribe to my channel, like and comment below. Love and light always. Bye.